Alright, so in this video I'm going to try to give you an overview of the city of Beverly. It is a city, it has a mayor, and it has a town feeling. So this is on Cabot Street. Cabot Street is basically the main drag. There's two of them, Rantoul Street and Cabot. Both of them were one of the early folks who lived in Beverly on the North Shore. Beverly's over 400 years old. Our country's 250 and Beverly is 400, and our architecture reflects that, as well as our history and our culture. Cabot Street has several churches. In order to be incorporated as a town back in the 1600s, you had to have at least one church. It has churches, Catholic, Protestant. We also have a temple. So this is Cabot Street. It's known for its restaurants, and we have an iconic theater that was renovated recently, and people enjoy it. I hope you can see this. It's the Cabot Theater, multi-million-dollar renovation, lots of good shows. Cabot Street has many side streets that connect to our waterfront neighborhoods. Basically, in Beverly, we have 5 prominent neighborhoods and some neighborhoods in between that. We have Ryleside, which was originally farmland. We have the downtown. We have Beverly Pride's Crossing. We have Beverly Cove. We have Centerville, and little subdivisions in there, little sub-neighborhoods. To the right is Beverly Common. There's the gazebo. There's free concerts there every Thursday night in the summer. Straight ahead is a public beach enjoyed by residents and non-residents as well. It's known as Dane Street Beach because it's at the end of Dane Street, although recently it has been renamed as Percy Lyons Park. This is a little public way off of Lothrop Street. The waterside properties on Lothrop Street go over $2 million, but they have little side streets right here that overlook the harbor. It's really very pretty. It's a public way. You can see Salem and Marblehead in the background, and to the left, which you can't see, is Lynch Park, but I'm going to take you by there as well. This is just a view of the side streets that lead to the waterfront in Beverly. The reason people like the downtown is because they're close to the water, they're close to downtown, and very close to the train station. It's a commutable city. A lot of culture, a lot of history. This is Independence Park in Beverly, again in the downtown area. People enjoy boating, kayaking. In the far distance you can see Lynch Park. So this is, one of the many reasons people love Beverly. The parks, the ocean. 127 is a very scenic route. That's the route we were on. Lothrop Street is part of 127. It goes all the way up to Gloucester. People recreate riding their bikes or simply driving and enjoying it, or stopping at one of the many parks along the way. On the right are many of the homes, an idea of what many of the homes on the waterfront side of Lothrop Street look like. These homes start at $2 million, and the average price on the non-water side is probably at this point $1 million, $1.2 million, although you might be able to get a really small house for $850. Here's a closer view of the park at Dane Street Beach. It really is enjoyed by people all seasons. They have a playground for kids and a nice beach. We're now entering what's called the Cove neighborhood of Beverly. It's a really pretty area. I will say that most of these neighborhoods that I'm showing you have a very low turnover. People stay here for 20, 30, 40 years or longer, and many of them, they try to sell their homes to people in their family. Where I live closer to the downtown, I've been in my home for 35 years, my neighbors for 32. So it says a lot about the town. It's very stable, it's diverse, they offer a lot for families, and if you're single, there's entertainment and great restaurants. Lynch Park is located in the Cove neighborhood. It is our crown jewel. It was privately owned and donated to the city of Beverly at one point. President Taft stayed here on a mansion. I heard that he was not a very good tenant, so they, rather than insult the president, they moved their mansion by barge to Marblehead. So Lynch Park, it's oceanfront. They have Beverly Homecoming Week, which just passed, lots of events there. Waterfront, playgrounds, picnic areas, and a gorgeous rose garden where kids get married and the seniors have their senior prom pictures taken. This little neighborhood is on Bayview Avenue. It was originally probably 1 or 2 estates. It's been subdivided over the years, but still very gracious. It is a public way. You can come down here and park and enjoy the beautiful sights, and people do. Also, this was originally Hospital Point Lighthouse, and it is now the Commandant of the Coast Guard's main residence. So there's so much to offer people in Beverly, which is why I think it's people stay here for so long. It has a mixture of everything: parks, coast, a little bit of an urban feel, great commuter city. You can get onto the highway, you can take the train into Boston. It's a great place to live. We're now headed toward the Beverly Farms, which is a fairly well-known area in Beverly for lots of reasons. Originally it was called the Gold Coast, and known for the people who the Brahms who lived in Back Bay actually, and they would come up here on their in the summer with all their servants, and they replicated the grand mansions in Back Bay, except these did not have heat, many of them, you know. And I've been in some of the mansions. There was one that was kept through the family for years. They cost a fortune to maintain because most of them were clapboard, and they actually had more bedrooms for the servants than they did for the people who lived in the house. This is Tupper Manor. This was also donated. It's a beautiful mansion that's part of Endicott College, and you can it's rented out for weddings, and it's a beachfront. I actually had my son's rehearsal dinner here. It's really a nice introduction to the North Shore and what people think of as the Gold Coast. I should mention that Beverly also is home to another college, Montserrat College of Art, and those students contribute quite a bit to the vibrant culture downtown. This is part of Endicott campus, so not a shabby campus. I referenced it earlier with Tupper Manor, which is also owned by Endicott. This is the Pride's Crossing section of Beverly. It is the only neighborhood in Beverly that has its own separate zip code, iconic mansions on the ocean, and not a lot of turnover here as well. This is rather well-known candy store. It's their own train station with their own stop. And this is what many people think of when they think of a monument to Pride's Crossing. There's also a beautiful street here, Payne Avenue, probably the most exclusive in this neighborhood, which I'll take you down. Okay, so we're driving down Payne Avenue now, which is a private way. This was originally a single estate, and now it's you can see it's beautiful. It's very different from downtown in that there's big mansions here, lots of land by Beverly standards. Beverly isn't an area that's known for acreage, but this is a beautiful place to live, and there's a home on the market here for 3.2. It needs renovation, and then I'm going to show you a mansion down at the end that's on for $22 million. So this is really, when you think of the Gold Coast, or when you think of, you know, how the other the 1% live in Beverly, this is how they live. And the thing about Beverly is that we all get along. You wouldn't know the difference if you're sitting at the Cabot Theater where anybody lived. It's a beautiful community that way. Here's a beautiful oceanfront mansion. It's called Rock Edge. It's on Payne Avenue. It's a really pretty residence, multi-million-dollars. Okay, so we're now approaching the village of Beverly Farms, and again, Beverly Farms is part of the Gold Coast, and they have their own train station here as well. There's regular commuter rail stops throughout Beverly. This is a little small village. People enjoy it. A couple of restaurants, and straight ahead, which I'll take you, is West Beach. Now, West Beach is a private beach for the residents of Beverly Farms largely. If you don't live in the farms, you can get on a weekday pass. So if you look down that driveway, there is a brick mansion. It is on the private part of West Beach, and as I said, these folks would come up from Boston. They brought their servants with them, and they enjoyed the summer on the Gold Coast of Beverly. And to the right is West Beach. People enjoy it. As I said, here's West Beach. It's a nice little beach. You don't have to be a resident of Beverly Farms. You can apply for a sticker. I don't live in the farms. I do have a sticker. Well, that concludes our coastal view of Beverly. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. We are a city, but we have a small town feel. It's very diverse. We have colleges. We're on the commuter rail, very easy access to the highways. So what I took you through was downtown, Beverly Cove, Beverly Farms, and Pride's Crossing. There are other neighborhoods in Beverly as well. There's Royal Side. It's a big family-oriented neighborhood, originally farms. There's Centerville, originally farms, lots of new subdivisions there, and little neighborhoods within those neighborhoods. On the downtown area, there's Fish Flake Hill and Goat Hill. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're looking to find out more about Beverly, please reach out. Margaret Belmonte, 978-314-5268.